When music fans talk about some of the great groups that came out of Motown, some that's mentioned are the Jackson 5, Gladys Knight and the Pips, the Miracles, the Four Tops, the Supremes, and the Commodores, to mention a few. Now, this one group, in my personal opinion, is one of the best groups from Motown. Hell, they're the greatest group of all time, the Temptations. And the centerpiece of today's video is all about Elbridge Al Bryant. Now, if you guys love my videos and love supporting me, then I suggest you become a member of the channel, where I will be releasing exclusive videos just for you all. Be sure to get that family tier so you won't miss out on these exclusive perks. Now, before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more content. Now, without further ado, let's cue that intro. Born on September 28th, 1939 in Thomasville, Georgia. Growing up, his childhood friends called him Al and Bones. Bryant's family later moved to Detroit, Michigan, and here is where he became real close friends with Otis Williams, who had just moved from Texas. Now, there's not a lot of information that's out there about Al, so I don't know exactly how he got to start in music, but knowing the history of music and the life of Detroit at that time, I do know everyone wanted to be part of a doo-wop group. And at this time, Otis had his own group that was called Otis Williams and the Siberians, which consisted of Otis Williams, Al Bryant, James Pee Wee Crawford, Bernard Plain, and Arthur Walton. The group went with a local DJ who helped them record their very first song under Senator Bristol Bryant label. Now, this song was called Pecos Kid. Shortly after the group recorded a song, they changed their names to the El Domingos. After changing up the group's name, this is where Otis met Melvin Franklin and Richard Street, as they previously sang together in numerous groups. Eventually, the duo of Melvin and Richard joined Otis, and they replaced Arthur and Bernard. With the group's first song receiving some local buzz, Bristol Bryant was new to the music business and didn't know how to promote outside of Detroit. So he reached out to Johnny Mae Matthews, who signed the group to her record label, Northern Records. Johnny Mae renamed the group The Distance, and they recorded the song Come On in 1959 and Alright in 1960. Their song Come On became a local hit for the group. Matthews, she took a liking to Williams and handpicked him as the group's lead singer and renamed the group Otis Williams and the Distance. Berry Gordy at this time had just established Motown Records, and he had ran into Otis, and he told Otis that if he ever needed a deal to come find him. So Otis always kept that in mind. Now, around this time, Otis' group had a major rivalry with another local group who was more popular, and they was named the Primes, and they consist of Kells Osbourne, Eddie Kendricks, and Paul Williams. Both groups first met each other at a house party, and if you know the history of the Temptations, or you're just a fan of the movie, then you will know that Al and Paul was two hot-headed brothers that just didn't get along. When Otis found out there was some shady business happening behind the scenes with Johnny Mae Matthews, he decided that he wanted out. When he made this known, in a fit of rage, Johnny Mae snatched the group's name and gave the name The Distance to Richard Street, who left the group, as well as James Pee Wee Crawford. Meanwhile, the Primes, who was the hottest group of Detroit at that time, they were so popular that they had their own spin-off female group that was named the Primettes, who eventually went on to become the Supremes. Osborne left the Primes and moved to California in hopes for a big break, while Eddie and Paul stayed in Detroit, and they was now free agents. Otis, he was trying to take Berry Gordy on that offer, and all he needed was 2 more members. So he got into contact with Eddie and Paul after hearing about their breakup. And with them joining, they created the Elgins that consisted of Al, Blue, Paul, Otis, and Eddie. In January of 1961, Berry Gordy signed the group to his sub-label Miracle Records. Berry wanted the group to pick a new name because he felt like the Elgins didn't fit the group. Although Gordy did take a liking to the name, he saved it and gave it to another group. So, to come up with another name for the group, Miracle Records employee Billy Mitchell, songwriter Mickey Stevenson, and Otis and Paul Williams was the ones who came up with the name that we all know today, The Temptations. The group got to work right away and they released their first 2 songs, Oh Mother Am I? My place is at home. Can't you see I've been crying out? And Check Yourself, that had Paul Williams as lead. Later in 1961, Miracle Records closed its doors and Berry moved the group over to Motown Records. In 1962, the group released the song You're My Dream Come True that had Eddie Kendricks as lead, and this song peaked number 22 on the Billboard R&B charts. For every hand. That same year, Motown had a group take part of their tour that was called the Motortown Revue. Now this tour featured other Motown acts such as The Miracles, Mary Wells, The Marvelettes, The Contours, and Marvin Gaye, to mention a few. Around this time, the song Do You Love Me by The Contours was originally meant for the Temptations, but as the story goes, Berry Gordy couldn't get in touch with the group, so he gave the song to The Contours. Now, could you imagine if the Temptations actually covered that song? Between the years of 1961 through 1963, the group released over 8 songs that didn't do too well. Although most of the songs became huge regional hits, locally, since the group couldn't register a hit on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, the group gained a unique nickname around the label, and they was called the No Hit Temps. Their lack of national success caused Bryant to become restless. All of the group members had to work a regular job. Al worked as a milkman, and rather rehearsing all night, he'd rather work more hours since he made more money having a regular job than singing. Allegedly, Al was a wild boy, and he was a huge ladies' man, but he had a problem with alcohol. One day during a Christmas performance that was hosted by Motown, Al got into an altercation with Paul that caused Al to hit Paul in the head with a bottle. Earlier that year, Al got into a heated argument with the group, so after this incident, this was the final straw for Otis, and he kicked him out the group.
Man, you guys hear that?
Let's go back out there.
Oh, they loving this. I say we go right back.
Okay, let's sing shot.
No, man, we ain't going back out there.
And why not, Bones?
We just got done singing on Lang Syne. Hell, I'm tired.
No, look, man, it is not often that we get asked out for an encore. So we got family out there, we got friends out there. Hell, man, our boss is out there, man, and he wants an encore. So I feel like singing, all right?
We all feel like singing.
I said I'm tired.
Boy, man, I'm so sick of your crap.
I'm not nearly as sick as I am of yours. As a matter of fact, man, don't say nothing else to me.
Well, why is it that you always have to be so negative, huh? Huh? Why is that?
Let me see if I can explain it to you.
What's wrong with you, man? Come on.
Stupid.
That's it. You're out. He's gone. He's gone.
Tell me I'm fired, Eddie.
Well, I'm all right. You out the group.
Well, you ain't gonna just find me 50 cents?
The result of Al being booted from the group became a pivotal moment for them as they added David Ruffin, which gave birth to the Class of 5 era. Although Al was already gone for the group, ironically, the Temptations finally saw success when they recorded The Way You Do the Things You Do, just 2 weeks after kicking Al out. However, Al continued his singing career, and he was a part of a lot of groups. In reality, there's really no way to know exactly how many recordings of the earlier times of the Temptations that Al can actually be heard on. Eventually, Al got back together with former Distance members James Pee Wee Crawford, and he joined the group The Premiers. Now, while doing my research for this video, I found that Al was a member of the Dramatics. Well, that's not necessarily true. He was mistakenly credited for Elbert Wilkins on their 1988 album. Now, as I stated earlier, there's not really a lot of information that's out there about Al, as the most that we know about him was what we saw on the Temptations movie. Otis also didn't mention Al that much in his book, so there's really not a lot of information that's out there nor photos. Al had an incredible drinking problem, and I'm assuming with the lack of success career-wise, his drinking problem only got worse. Unfortunately, on October 26, 1975, Al passed away of cirrhosis of the liver at the age of 36. He left behind a wife and a daughter. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. Out of all the Temptation members, who do you feel is the most forgotten?